Kit Kats can read.
Hey guys, it's Katie and welcome to another video. In today's video I'm going to be doing a non-spoiler review on They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera, and this is the second book that I read by this author. I previously read More Happy Than Not by this author and I actually really enjoyed that book. It was an interesting sort of concept, and yet again this book is definitely another really interesting concept. Now, a lot of you guys have already read this book as of late and have heard a lot about it, so I will again just reiterate what this book is actually about. So we have two main characters. We have a boy called Matteo and we have a boy called Rufus, and they are kind of like own voices sort of guys, because they are just as of colour and they are like tanned, so that's like a great straightaway concept as well. And they basically have a phone call from this company sort of called Deathcast, where they let people know when they are going to have their last day. So they literally ring up and they say, "Are you Matteo? I'm really sorry to announce this, but you have 24 hours to live. I hope you live your last day really well, and all the best," and that sort of thing. So these two guys have been given these last phone calls, so they're like, well shit, what am I gonna do now? But there is this app where you can meet your last friend. Like, it doesn't necessarily you have to both be dying on the same day, but you can, if you want to live your life by like meeting some friends, then you can do so with this app. And so both these boys, they're on their last 24 hours, and so they end up meeting each other through this app. They meet each other in person and they sort of do like this little checklist of things that they definitely want to do like on their last day, but they end up doing like extra stuff that they weren't sort of like expected to do, and it's just sort of like a really great sort of road trip to death, if I can put that in the most lightest way possible. But it was just a really sort of great like I say, road trip. That's how it made me feel for me, like just them going around doing all the things that they wanted to do, and just how they've developed this friendship and this bond, and how they've spoken to people that they needed to speak to. And even though you know the outcome of the story, because it's explained in the synopsis, explained in the title of what is going to happen, so you know that it's going to be there, but you don't know like how it's going to happen and that sort of thing. And you get near towards the end and you're like, oh my god, it's coming towards the end of the book. It's like a bit of a roller coaster, up and up we go, something's happening, oh it's gone down again, oh no it's going up again. And just I really enjoyed like the ending of it, and how it's ended is just sort of like makes you really think about your life. It makes you just think about everything else and just puts you on a different perspective. And I really like books that do that. I really like books that just make you think afterwards, and then the book actually just stays with you. And I feel like Adam Silvera is really good at doing that, like with his books. Like he did that with More Happy Than Not, and yet again he's done it with this one. I haven't read History Is All You Left Me yet, but after this I feel like I need to. And yeah, just how these two boys have developed this relationship and how they've ended up getting feelings for each other, and I feel that's just really great. And yeah, it's fantastic, just this book. The only thing that I would say that I'd be like really picky on is it's not just told from Matteo and Rufus's point of view. There are other little snippets from other people as well, and I just found that to be a little bit pointless for me. This is just my opinion. I just feel like I would have liked it straight from Matteo and Rufus's. It's a bit like with Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I wasn't too interested in the little snippets of the fan fiction. I was more interested in the actual story, because I found like when I was taken away from Matteo and Rufus, I was just like, no, I want to go back to their story. But that's just like my only criticism about this book. I just thought it was just structured really well, and I really just enjoyed this book as a whole. And I liked Mateo. Both of these characters end up changing like differently towards the end, and you can honestly see that throughout the pages, like how they've started off at the beginning, it's all quite drab and depressing and down and that, and then near towards the end they just sort of end up like perking each other up, and you just really honestly see how these two boys have met each other and how they've just made each other's lives and how they actually want to live now. And that's like the really sad sort of outcome of it, but I don't want to say too much about it. But that's going to be the end of my review for this, guys. So I will leave the link to this book in the description box below if you haven't purchased this book yet and you would like to do so. But if there's any other questions that you would like to know about this book, then pop them down below and I will answer them for you guys. But I hope you have enjoyed this non-spoiler review of They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. Thank you very much to the author for writing this book. Thank you very much for Adavise for supplying me an e-arc of this copy, but I purchased the book myself because I was just hearing like everybody was reading this book, so I like to read from physical books as well. So a massive thank you, and keep smiling, keep reading, and be happy, guys, and I'll see all of you wonderful awesome people in my next video. Bye!